Have you ever taken out a loan and wondered, what kind of information do these lenders actually have on me? Especially when it comes to those quick, easy online loans, like the ones Mogo offers. It's tempting, right? A few clicks and cash in your pocket. But at what cost? Let's talk about the big question. Does Mogo call your employer? Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a total invasion of privacy. And you're not wrong. But before we dive into the juicy details, let's set the scene. Imagine you're in a tight spot. Rent's due, car's broken down, or maybe you just want to treat yourself to that new gaming console. Mogo pops up with an offer, quick cash, easy approval. Sounds great, right? You fill out the application, provide some personal info, and boom, money in your account. But lurking in the back of your mind is this nagging doubt. What else are they doing with my information? So, does Mogo actually call your employer to verify your income? Well, the short answer is, it depends. Let's break it down. First off, it's important to understand how these online lenders work. They're all about speed and convenience. They want to get you that money fast. To do that, they rely heavily on technology. Algorithms crunch numbers, assess your creditworthiness, and make a decision in minutes. So, traditionally, they wouldn't have the time or resources to call your employer for every single application. However, things can get tricky. If your application raises red flags, maybe your income seems a bit off or there are inconsistencies in your information, then a manual review might be in order. And that's where things can get interesting. Lenders might decide to verify your employment to make sure you are who you say you are and that you can actually afford the loan. But here's the thing, even if they do decide to verify, they're not going to flat out ask your employer about your financial situation. That would be a huge breach of privacy. Instead, they might ask to confirm your employment status, your position, and how long you've been there. It's more about verifying your identity than digging into your finances. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so they won't call my boss, but what about that pesky little thing called consent? Well, good news. In most cases, you'll have to give explicit permission for a lender to contact your employer. This is usually part of the application process. So, if you're not comfortable with that, you can simply say no. But let's be real, declining to give permission might impact your chances of getting approved. Lenders want to minimize risk, and verifying employment is one way to do that. So, it's a bit of a gamble. Another thing to consider is the type of loan you're applying for. Smaller loans might not require as much scrutiny, while larger ones might involve more checks and balances. And let's not forget about your credit score. If it's not stellar, you might be subject to a more thorough review. So, to sum it up, Mogo probably won't call your employer for every single loan application. But it's possible, especially if there are concerns about your financial situation. And remember, you have the right to say no to employer verification. Now, this information is based on general practices in the lending industry. It's always a good idea to read the fine print on any loan agreement. And if you're really worried about privacy, consider exploring alternative financing options. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.